Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All I Can Geek Gamecast, episode 569. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Guest, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinsod,
Ahoy.
and Tony Korkanakis.
Hello.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers, to 569 of the Gamecast. Whew. All right. So, guys, I'll kick us off. What we've been up to. Kicking it off. Just doing this right now. I get to play more Metroid. I haven't finished Metroid yet, though. It's hard. Jesus fucking Christ. That game gets challenging later on. I'm bad. You know what's the worst part about the game is, and it's been fine. The EMRs, it's counter buttons, and this is why I don't play Bloodborne. I'm fucking terrible at it. Nope, can't do it. I cannot do it. It's just not. I don't have the timing for this stuff. I can't counter.
Well, the enemy timing in particular is the hardest counter mechanic in the game.
Yeah,
like
that's
normal
it. I just can't.
Are fine. Bosses are fine, but the
normal enemy bosses, like I'm actually doing okay with that stuff. But it's EMRs, right? Those are our EMRs, what they're called, right? I think I got them right?
Yeah.
But yeah, they're the ones that stalk you, and you have to have certain things you can have that can fight them, but those basically cooldowns, and sometimes you have to counter them, and that's a game over usually for me at that point. But I'm enjoying the game quite a bit. I don't understand people's gripes with it. It's maybe the layout of the maps might be any gripe you have, I guess, because it's not quite as clear, some of the stuff as not clear, but easy to find the paths as it used to be, I guess, is the best way to say. Not quite as blatantly obvious, I guess. Not blatantly obvious, but Metroid blatantly obvious, I guess.
The thing is, they introduced markers, but people don't use them, and I'm like, well, put a marker there.
Yeah, I know, and you also have like hidden items. They mark it on your map, and there's certain things you can figure out, and they usually place an enemy well placed to kind of give you a hint of where you're supposed to freaking go. Mm-hmm. That I noticed, but there's some times where you're just kind of like, okay, I'm going in circles here. Where am I supposed to be going?
Yeah.
And only to find a hidden wall later on. You're like, oh, Christ. Mm-hmm. But I get some criticism as not holding your hand, but then if those people are going to criticize this, then criticize Bloodborne and all those other games that don't hold your hand, because it's the same idea here. It's just challenging by finding the puzzle. It's the exact same thing.
There's different things. It's not.
It's not. It's the same idea.
Where the fuck do I go? I'm going in circles is not as fun as like I need to beat this challenging boss. It's a totally different type of thing.
That's the developer intent, though, that you have to find your way.
The stage is an enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Sure,
that's why I look at it. The stage is an enemy.
You're literally doing nothing most of the time then, though. If you're just wandering around.
Get good. Fuck you. I heard that forever. Fuck you all.
Get good.
I think there's a difference, though. I agree with Mike that like this is. I don't think that you compare.
You know what you have to do in most boss fights. You got to just time it or just have a better run. And you're just doing it over and over.
But you know what you have to do. But you know what you have to do in Metroid.
Yes,
but you know what you have to do in Metroid. You have to
You're literally spending your time playing, wandering through an empty area you already cleared, just wasting your time. And you don't feel good once you find the wall. You say, God damn it, that was right there. Fuck you. As opposed to being like, oh good, I finally beat this boss.
This is not an open world. This is a small contained map. You're not wandering forever. Like you just got to find the hidden area in that area.
It's funny how
Jim
go from complaining about this to defending it.
Sure. I know, but because I get chewed out.
I don't see a correlation between Bloodborne and Metroid as far as like the skill. I see
very similar.
It's a totally different type of.
I think it's a different type of.
Wait a minute now. So because I'm better at finding my way through a hidden map, but you're better at countering moves, it's completely different. Fuck you. No, it's not. It's the same goddamn skill.
You literally just said once you found your wall, you're like, oh fuck, there it was. That's never the feeling when you beat a hard boss. You say, finally, fuck you. Yes, you're happy when you beat a hard boss.
I'm happy when I beat a level. You're like, yes, finally, I figured it out.
For like 10 minutes and then go find an unseen wall that you could have went through right at the beginning.
I solved the puzzle.
You solve anything. You feel like an idiot.
It's a puzzle. You solved it. It's the same idea as timing of a counter. It's like,
you definitely get that feeling with Bloodborne and Dark Souls of, fuck, why did I die to this boss so many times? There's definitely that feeling once you finally beat a boss. You're like, wow, why the fuck did I die so much to that asshole?
but you feel more like you conquered something instead of just being
I feel like I conquered the stage.
For me, there's a big difference because
I don't think so.
In a stage that you can't find an exit to, you can look up where it is, and there's no skill involved for doing that. For a boss, you have to have the skill to beat a boss. It doesn't matter if you look the shit up.
Well,
that I can't argue. Yes,
you could cheese.
You could look up a strategy.
You could cheese every single boss in any Dark Souls, in Bloodborne. It's just a matter of, do you actually want to cheese that? Like, you can equip like the bow and arrow and just like spam, just run away from the boss the entire time and just whittle them down because they have finite health. You could absolutely do that.
Most people don't. There's still skill involved, more skill involved fighting a boss than
there is. But you're playing the game too, though. You're doing something.
No, I'm not arguing that, and that's my point. Is that they're different, and that's why I wouldn't compare them.
But the criticism is people are like, I don't want easy mode to be in Dark Souls because it's supposed to be rewarding when you beat the bosses. Okay? Regardless that the fucking checkpoints make you backtrack through areas you've already been through and intentionally waste your time and give you opportunities to die on your way back to the boss so you lose all your progression, blood points or souls or whatever it is in the fucking game you're playing, which just intentionally wastes time. How is that skill-based?
No, that I'm not arguing with. I'm not arguing that.
I'm just saying it's developer intent that they want to make it hard. They want to make it frustrating. Metroid wants you to explore things. It's developer intent. It's whether you respect it or not.
I do think, though, that it feels different, though. Like, if you're in an area that you've completely cleared and explored and just going in circles over and over, it just doesn't feel good. Like, in a way that's worse than just
literally give you
grinding
an
up against the
item in
boss.
the game. They literally give you an item in the game that will highlight any secrets on the screen you're on. They literally give this to you, like, a quarter of the way in the game. A quarter of the way through the game.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean that again. I don't think that's the argument there. I think.
What's the argument?
I feel like people. I think at this point, the wandering or the where the hell do I go? Difficulty is not fun, and it never has been. But people are more into the I need to fight a boss that's really hard difficulty now. I think it's a different type of thing.
Nope. You're just not seeing the way I see it the exact same way. Like, I don't think it's fun figuring out how to finish a boss that killed me 5 times.
You just complained about that and how it was terrible.
Yeah, well, you can say that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can complain all I want.
Good about it.
Yeah, it's yes. Yeah, I'm not even like I said. Like, I'm terrible at the timing of it. I'm not. I know what I am. However, I am good at figuring out a puzzle on a maze, and I'm sorry you're not.
I didn't even say that. I just think it's.
I'm just saying, like,
you, Mike. He's saying
I'm not saying you. I'm saying
I know, but I'm just saying that.
I'm not attacking you,
at this point in time,
this is his chance to sit on a high horse. Let him enjoy it.
Yes, because I can finally be here with these Bloodborne counter people who think they're God's gift to gaming, and yet complain about, a Metroid map. The map beat them, but the boss didn't. Hey, but you know what? You lost the map. So yeah.
You lost the map.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, that's really all I've played. Not much time with work, but all right. Tony, what have you been playing?
By comparison, nothing. Just some spooky stuff. Played some Phasmophobia. Oh, the new update did come out. Oh my god, right, they keep making the game harder, and this one I think actually this update makes it almost unfair. They introduced.
Here we go.
They introduced what they call nightmare difficulty. So to figure out, like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen streams of it being played, but to figure out what ghost is in
early on, only.
Yeah, what you have to do is you have to find clues to figure out what type of ghost is haunting the location, and it's a total of 3 clues will give you whatever entity is inhibiting that place and stuff like that. So mind you, over since the game started, I think they added like 8 or 9 new ghosts and stuff like that. So it's already harder. They introduced new mechanics new clues for you to find. But apparently in nightmare difficulty, they're like, oh yeah, guess what? One of these clues for the ghost isn't going to show up. So it's like you could be waiting for fingerprints, and the game's just like, nah, not on nightmare difficulty. You're not going to get this one today, and it's totally random. So you're just like, well, we got 2 out of the 3. Guess we have to like figure it out through like context clues because each ghost has certain strengths and weaknesses for like hunting, how often it hunts, how fast it like chases people and stuff like that. there's what is it? You lose sanity faster, like all this stuff, and it's just like, damn, like this is actually like ball breaking now difficulty. Where I'm just like, this isn't fun. Like it's not fun. At least for now. I felt the same way about the hard mode when I first started that. So maybe after some more experience that'll change. But it's really cool. They introduce an outdoor map, which is really interesting in terms of like every other map has been indoors. I haven't tried it yet because it's a large one, and those are recommended. You need 4 people, and haven't been able to get 4 people on at the same time. But looking forward to it. Really happy that this game keeps on giving free updates. I think I got it for like $14 last year, which is pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's good
pretty
timing.
Good investment. Yeah, perfect for Halloween, exactly. And that's it.
Yeah. All right, Mike.
Well, I'm gonna talk about an
Bloodborne.
unfair boss fight.
Please tell me Bloodborne.
No, I'm gonna talk about an unfair boss fight.
Okay.
So fucking Avengers. Fuck this game.
Okay. I did not expect you to go there. That's crazy. Okay.
So I'm playing mostly through the campaigns on there because all the side stuff doesn't really matter unless you want to grind for stuff that I still am not far enough into it to care about. But so War for Wakanda is the latest one. I did the main one, which it was good. It was definitely more tailored. You had like actual exploration and interesting places and things to look at. The next 2 Hawkeye ones were okay. But then the War for Wakanda fucking sucks. It's the last one. Wakanda is the least interesting place for some reason, even though it should be more interesting. And they introduce, and well, you have to be Black Panther in a lot of it, not all of it, but. And at first his abilities seem great, but later on you realize he sucks. Because a lot of what he does, he has an intrinsic ability where he takes damage and he builds up a shield, and then but he doesn't take the damage if you hold down a trigger. But that only counts for certain attacks. So you have to constantly see, like, if your gauge is full, or if it's the right type of attack that's hitting you, to build it up rather than take it away. So basically, you always think you're going to be invincible, and you get your ass kicked half the time with him. So anyway, I get to the end of it, and the design for what you need to do in this last section is like just old school bullshit that's not in games anymore. You have to protect, like, from waves and waves of enemies, like 3 different points that it takes forever.
Still in games.
I know, but it's
Destiny
like,
for one. That's their main component.
Sure.
That's their main game. That's their main thing.
But it's so annoying. And then after that, you get to this final boss fight. There, you fight. I'm sure no one really cares about me name dropping the characters you fight in this. You fight Claw, obviously, and Crossbones, who I guess is some gun guy. I don't even know who he is really. But in this boss fight at the end, there's also turrets aimed at Wakanda that are shielded, and there's a time limit, which is really the biggest, like the height of the bullshit. So the idea is you have to go through certain stages where Crossbones drops his shield off of the turret, so you can attack them. He puts them on himself once you damage him enough. So that takes a while, and Claw corners you in a one-on-one fight a bunch of times. You have to dodge everything, and sometimes the dodging doesn't work as it's supposed to, and you get hit. Whatever, it's fine. All of that is fine, but the time goes down, and it's hard, so I died a few times in a row. Then one time, the game crashed in a transitional cutscene in the middle of this boss fight. And I had to start all the way back to the whole, like, 3-point thing, like, literally, like, 20 minutes earlier in the fucking campaign, and this super tedious thing that I had to do again. I said, fuck you, but I did it again. I get back again, and I'm going farther now. And now I knocked out all of the turrets, and then, oh, by the way, the timer for the time counting down is very small in the corner of the screen.
Resolution issue again.
Yeah, so I took out all of the turrets finally, and Crossbone leaves, and you just have to fight Claw. So that's it. I'm like, all right, I'm doing good. This is going to be my one to get it, right? But for whatever reason, even though the reason for the timer, which I thought was the turrets, at least logically according to the story, was gone. The timer was still going down, and I didn't. And since I focused Crossbones because he controls the shields, I died to time again after because I didn't kill Claw soon enough for no fucking reason. So I did this like 6 or 7 times. I said, "Fuck this," and that's where I'm at. So fuck the end of War for Wakanda. I don't know why.
Are you doing this on your own, or is this something you do with other people?
It would probably be easier with other people, but I'm doing it on my own.
I think. I mean, that's the thing. I think they're designed to be like, you know, squad based.
Maybe,
or whatever.
but this is a campaign thing. Like they have.
Like that's what these games do, though.
Isn't
like
the whole thing like you're supposed to play all the campaign together, or no?
Yeah, that's what I thought, or at least that's what I thought it was supposed to be. But I don't know. Mike got frozen there for us, so we may never
he
know.
Just locked up. Wow, he just completely locked up. All right. Corey, what have you been playing?
Until Mike gets back, I'll talk about the fact that I got a PS5.
Yeah.
So I hooked it up. It is a beast of a machine. It's huge, gigantic. And so I have it standing next to the television, which seems to be the best way for these anyway. But so I got it set up, and first thing I booted up was the Astro bot game I think Astro Playroom or something like that.
Yeah.
Which essentially it just gives you a whole bunch of tasks to do that highlight the features of the controller, the Dual Sense controller. And this controller, I have to say, is phenomenal. It is amazing, like the way that they implemented all the different things. It's like they perfected what they were trying to do with, DualShock 4. And
how's battery life?
So far, I haven't had a problem, but it is beefy and it's heavy. It's like much heavier than DualShock.
It's good because the DualShock was so light. The DualShock.
Yeah, it was terrible. And I never had a problem with the battery life personally, just because I always had it on charging. But yeah, so like the controller itself feels good, and so the one thing I'm missing is like back buttons. I wish they had back buttons, but yeah, the controller is just like that is like the feature of this thing for me. Like it's blowing my mind because I then booted up Deathloop, which is one of the reasons I got the system.
Yeah.
And I kept it because I really wanted to play this game. It's essentially a roguelite where you're just constantly trying to go do a run, get as far as you can, reset, and do it again, and it fits in the story. Like the whole thing is you're trying to break this loop of dying, starting back at the beginning and going again. So it's like it's cool because the story is implemented into the mechanic of the game, and you're always progressing, always learning. And so what they do with the controller is like when you reload your gun, it has adaptive triggers. If you reload your gun and you jam your gun, you cannot pull the trigger. It physically won't let you do that.
That's cool.
Which is really neat. I thought that was awesome. It has, just like the Joy-Con, it's got the gyroscope and the haptic feedback. So like you'll have different feelings when you like move left and right and stuff like that. And you're talking to someone because it's like if you've seen the posters of the game, there's a girl and there's a guy. You play the guy and you're talking to this girl, and she's trying to kill you this whole time. But when you're in the same room with her, it's coming out of the screen. But when you're like when she's on the radio, it's coming out of the controller, which the speaker on the controller is really good this time, and it actually makes you feel like you're really in the game way more. It really gives you that sense of like immersion, where if it was just coming out of like the speaker on the TV, it wouldn't be as neat. But this is really cool. So the controller has been fantastic. I really think that as far as everything else on this machine, it's the controller that's the most impressive, to be honest. And then so I just loaded up a few other things there just to see them. But Deathloop looks great. Obviously, plays quick. Everything is really cool. So pretty happy with the PlayStation 5 so far. We'll see how it goes going forward. Do have a disc version, so I loaded up some of my other PS4 games that I got, and it had all of my like PS Plus stuff from before. Excuse me, and my purchases. So you can just like download them. The one thing I will say is they have the Miles Morales upgrade, which is free. So I put my disc in, got the free upgrade, but I had to upload the PS4 version of my save, and in order to load it into the PS5 version of the game. I thought I could just pull the PS4 version off the cloud or whatever, but you can't do that. So I had to load the PS4 version onto the PS5, boot that up, upload the save, and then I could play the game. So it was
I heard that was the worst
process.
part. The transition is the hardest part with the PS5, and that they could have ironed out better. But Deathloop, I'm so psyched to play Deathloop, and I wish I could. That's a game I would like to play.
Yeah, it's really neat. Like they do a cool job of he talks to himself in the way he does it. Like he's remembering things from your previous loop, and like there's like writing on like in just floating out there, you know, kind of like you guys saw Suicide Squad, you know how it does like that writing on the in the background or whatever. It does that kind of, and it's like tells you things, but it's really well done. So like you're learning stuff each loop. It's like, oh, remember you need the code. Don't forget this code, and so then you have to remember the code for the next stuff. It's cool. It's good stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, Mike, you got frozen there, so we didn't.
Yeah, I know.
Know what happened.
I don't know where I got cut off at.
I don't know either. So at this point, we moved on. But yeah, so Avengers angry rant.
I think you were done.
I hate it, but
Avengers.
Yeah, I think you would finish it, but
yeah, and I mean I've also been playing Lost Judgment.
Lost Judgment, that's right.
School stories, which are pretty good. There's also some weird difficulty spikes there too, but whatever.
I'm not surprised by that game actually. After experiencing Last Dragon, so
one thing I forgot to mention, I was reminded by Mike's bullshit comment, was I did manage to play the new Mario Party game with some people on Friday night.
Right. Cool.
And this game continues. It's classic old school tradition of just being bullshit.
Like here's a star out of nowhere.
Yeah. So we had at one point in the night we had 8 people. So we did teams of 2, 4 teams of 2, and we just passed between each player for rounds and stuff like that, which wound up working out pretty well. Buddha and I were on our team, and we just fucking ran people. Like we just ran people.
Why did they let that happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how that happened, but I don't even blocked immediately in our group.
Yeah, we picked Wario. We're just like, all right, let's run this thing. But it is so fun. If you liked Mario Party 1 through 3 or 4 through 6, whatever the GameCube ones were, recommend this game highly. Like it's old school, old maps, old mini games. Like the thing I would say is, you know how most Mario Party games are like, you have a couple great games, some good ones, and then some stinkers. I haven't found a stinker at all in this game because it's just 100 games handpicked from the first like 6 or 7 games. So like you got classic bumper balls, you have Shy Guy, you have Shy Guy Says, you have Book Squirm, you have the one where you have to like do the Mario 64 shape the face, stuff like that.
Yep.
It's just so fun because like literally like we spent like probably 30 minutes just playing minigame mode too, where like you can just play that. And they have the different board variations too. Like so bumper balls, there's apparently 3 different versions of that. I didn't know that. Mario Party 1, 2, and 3 all were a little different apparently. So you can pick that and stuff. And it's just classic Mario Party hate. Not like the newer ones where it's like, we're only going to let you hate on your friends a little bit. Just, you know, we don't want things getting too rowdy here. This one's just like, gloves are coming off. And literally, because they brought back the dueling glove. Buddha and I, we got to duel Happel and his girlfriend Jess, and we stole all their coins. It was lovely. Like she's like, I'm done. Like I'm done. I'm done with it. Because what happened was, it was really funny, the sequencing. They had landed on a Bowser space, lost half their coins to Bowser, and then we landed on him, or the next turn, whatever. We dueled them and took whatever was remaining. So they went from like 100-something coins to 0 in one turn. It was amazing. Just, chef's kiss. So highly recommend that.
Great. All right. Let's get in some news here. With their own multiverse game.
Didn't hear any of that, Jim.
Oh, thank you, Internet. We have Warner Brothers working now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Warner Brothers with their own multiverse game.
We mentioned this last week.
Did we really? I thought it was afterwards.
It was very early, and we didn't know for sure.
Oh, that's right. They came out as we were doing it, I believe. Now we have the image leak of actual roster characters, right? I mean, so Batman's in there. There's some DC stuff. Wonder Woman, Rick and Morty, Gandalf,
Man.
Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny. What a weird combination.
Shaggy, of course.
Shaggy, yes, which we mentioned in the podcast last week. So, yeah, apparently this is like a real thing that may not ever see the light of day, but it's real-ish right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Let's see Superman fight Tom and Jerry. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Hey, listen, Nickelodeon's been getting pretty good feedback from their game. Like, it's not terrible; it's pretty good.
No, it's good.
So,
I've got it. I played it a little bit. It needs more content.
Voices, yeah.
Voices it needs too, but content.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and then I was like, why would I get that? I'll just get Smash, I guess.
You can just get Smash, exactly. Like,
no, I mean,
that's it.
Because the thing is, like, my boys would love to play a game like that, I'm sure, but like, Smash.
That's true. Game. That's true.
Troy, that's what you gotta do. You gotta grow your kids up on Smash, man.
No, I mean the thing is like, their favorite game is Kirby,
There's
which
no
is so
future.
funny. Like, there was a moment I think we didn't have the Nintendo Online for like a day or something, and that day was like they were trying to get into Kirby and they couldn't do it.
Oh,
they're like, why isn't Kirby working?
So all right. We talked about last week the Xbox reveal from Halo, right? Infinite. We did. I put it on here, and I forgot we had talked about that. There's some older news I went through today that just I forgot we talked about. But I gotta say, like, if you look at Craig, it was Craig last. Craig looks way better. Holy cow! Holy shit!
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I feel like they should just leave. Yeah, well, yeah, that game looked like it was on an Xbox.
Like,
not an Xbox, anything. Just Xbox.
It looked like Halo, probably Halo 1 and 2. So,
yeah, I mean, I think I remember even saying, like, I was like, oh, like, this is what original Halo on original Xbox would look like reimagined. And I was expecting, like, a transition, like one of those, like, things, and it never happened. It fucking never happened.
Didn't we mention Activision's? Sorry, go on. You actually what?
Nothing. No, I didn't watch it because I don't really care about the campaign until maybe the co-op comes, then I might do it.
Yeah, I won't touch the campaign until co-op comes.
Yeah, I'm psyched for it, but we mentioned Activision suspending, right? We do, yeah, but we don't have co-op yet. I'll wait too. But we mentioned Activision suspending BlizzCon, right?
Yeah.
I think we did, right?
But
yeah, we talked about that last week.
Newer Activision Blizzard news to talk about.
I
didn't put it on.
Yeah.
I didn't put it on.
Going from
so
like, I think Schreier tweeted something out there.
Yeah. So one thing Bobby Kotick did send out a press release.
Right. That's right.
Committing certain things over the next like $250 million over 10 years to promote diversity in their employment, workplace, whatever you want to call it, support for LGBTQ stuff. The one really good thing that people were pushing back on was the non-disclosure agreement things when they settled for sexual harassment stuff. I forget the lawyer term, but basically if somebody ever had an issue with another person and they settled it, like that person, if they took the money, they lost the ability to ever talk about it publicly. So it was kind of a shitty thing.
Yeah.
So they got rid of that, which is a real win. But yeah, I mean, it sounds good. We'll see, how things go. But that was late last week, and then this week with the Activision Blizzard investor call. So first off, they did an update on their pipeline. I'm reading the slide right now. The first bullet goes, as we have worked with new leadership in Blizzard and within the franchises themselves, particularly in certain key creative roles, it has become apparent that some of the Blizzard content planned for next year will benefit from more development time to reach its full potential. Second bullet. While we are still planning to deliver a substantial amount of content from Blizzard next year, we're now planning for a later launch for Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4 than originally envisaged. I don't know why they say that instead of envisioned, but so short story, Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4 not come out in 2022.
Probably not.
I mean, what was Overwatch 2? Like, what the heck? Oh, like we knew Overwatch, Diablo 2 or Diablo 4 was not coming anytime soon when they showed it at the BlizzCon a couple years ago or whatever. But like, at the same time, like, I don't know if I mean we all imagined 3 to 5 years, right? That's what we thought at that point. So yeah, I'm not surprised, but like Overwatch, it seemed like they weren't doing anything different. It's
No.
like,
well, that's the thing. They my understanding of the situation, I could be wrong, was that they pulled like all the major updates that they could have possibly done for Overwatch 1 to like make it seem Overwatch 2, like aside from the PvE mode, so it was
right.
going to be exclusive always. But even like champion updates or new champions and new stages, like all that was thrown out the window because they wanted to focus.
Well,
strictly
not
on
that
focusing-
like it was. I felt like instead of putting it into Overwatch 1, they were just gonna put it into Overwatch 2.
Right,
It's
right,
like,
right.
oh, we all have the shit. So it's instead of giving it to you guys here, we're gonna make you buy it over there.
Right. Well, but the thing is, anything multiplayer you're supposed to be getting, which will probably change now that Jeff is no longer with the company and stuff like that. But anyway, like the end result is Overwatch 1 has suffered a lot. Like, I didn't even watch
There's
a
no
single.
hype
I didn't
for it.
even watch a single game of Overwatch League this year. I just
See?
didn't care.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, we went to the first two,
Yeah.
like of their championships, and like I was excited to do that like as a like annual thing, and
Yeah.
yet it just like died off, and then obviously everything with Activision, and just there's been no real hype like surrounding it at all. Like they, it's even like the what's the freaking character's name that had the ARG like
Sombra.
or the
Which one? All of them?
yeah, like I
That's
mean
right.
like even with that like there's something to like be interested in, but like it hasn't been at all, and they've just been teasing Overwatch 2 for like 3 years. So
Well, it's so bad now that I think they do need Overwatch 2. They need to sort of, even if it's kind of a trick, they need to get new people to play it again. And it
you're
might
just
be kind of a trick.
regurgitating content now.
Yeah.
They got to do their sports game release,
Yep.
even though it took 6 years or something. So
I mean, they did a great job in the beginning, and then
That first year of Overwatch was amazing. The first year of Overwatch was
even second year was
I mean,
great too.
I played it a lot too. It's not even my type of thing normally, but I enjoy that.
I just remember that being like so awesome, and I remember saying, because it was, I think it was either my game of the year or runner up, and I said it would make, like, if it kept it up, I would consider like top of the generation, like in that list. And I'm glad I didn't, because it fell from grace after that second year, and it's like, ooh, like it's a shame. They just all they had to do was close their hand, and instead they just dropped the ball. Just literally, let's make every decision possible to fuck over this game and its community. Yeah, let's go, guys. Woo!
Yep.
Like literally.
Yeah, they're trying to be everything for everyone, and it just didn't work.
And so that was the one bit of bad Activision Blizzard news, but the second bit, because it always comes in twos, right? Activision Blizzard also announced today that Jen O'Neill is stepping down from her role as Blizzard co-leader, which she started in August, like with Mike Ibarra. So now Ibarra will become the sole leader of Blizzard. Yep. He and O'Neill stepped in after J. Allen Brack's departure as Blizzard president, which happened after the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing sued Activision Blizzard for sex discrimination in the workplace. Before she leaves Activision Blizzard at the end of the year, O'Neill will transfer her responsibilities to Ibarra and work in a new role determining the use of the grant. Activision CEO Bobby Kotick commented on O'Neill's departure in an interview with Dean Takahashi. I had a lot of confidence, and still do, in Jen's ability to lead. I think she really wants to go and transform the industry. Her mission in life is making great games and transforming the industry so that gaming, as more women enter the workforce, is more inviting and welcome to women. It will be a great opportunity for us to partner with her as she leads the change. That's pretty fucking bad that one co-leader that you specifically handpicked leaves after 3 months. 3 months. 3 fucking... And you know that decision just didn't happen like overnight. So she probably was thinking about it for at least a solid month, I would guess.
It's not like they've really produced anything.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like the first month was probably like, hey, here's going to be your new roles, your new responsibilities, yada, yada, yada. Second month was probably like, all right, what do you want to do for, outline, the year for 2022 for us. And she's probably like, nah, fuck this. I'm out. Not a good look. Not a good look at all. I got to admit, this is really bad. This
and especially it's mean the woman of the two. Unfortunately. And that's what makes it worse.
Yeah, and this Mikey Barr guy fucking, because I think he came from Xbox. Apparently, he fucking sells runs in WoW from his guild. like for real money. Like he will like run you through like him and his guild will run you through content and stuff like that. I'm like, you're
get good.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I 100% agree with that statement. But like, it somehow seems like a conflict of interest if you're the now sole president of Blizzard and you're selling runs to
services,
your customers. Yeah, like that seems weird to me.
Aren't necessarily, yeah.
Yeah, that seems really really weird to me. So not a good look for Activision Blizzard. Gotta say. It's just very disappointing that it just does not like. It doesn't seem like they're going from. I don't know, a good play. They're just getting worse and worse and worse, and it's literally every month. It's like, what's going to happen to this train wreck? Like now it's on fire, now acid rain, now submerge it underwater, keep it there for a while. It's like, all right. And honestly, what more could happen? I don't know. I'm afraid to say that, but what more could happen at this point? Ugh, God, fucking Blizzard, man.
Yep. All right. All right. Well, it's the gift that keeps on giving for news. I mean, you can constantly talk about them, but let's talk about Skydance New Media, which is headlined by Amy Hennig, if we all remember her from Uncharted, and a previously unreleased Star Wars game that got canceled.
When did she leave Naughty Dog? Between which games?
3 and 4.
3 to 4. Yeah.
I think it was 3. I don't think she was.
I thought it was during 4's development because we talked about how much the game could be hurt from the fact that she left really early on. So.
She was credited on 3. So.
Okay.
Yeah. She left in 4. So she's in Skydance New Media right now, who has announced a collaboration with Marvel for a AAA action adventure game.
Which is starring Shiva, right?
Did they give who a starring?
I think I saw that.
I didn't see that.
I didn't hear that anywhere. But I mean,
because they were like,
it's not the one link we looked at least.
I have to look that up. I thought they said that somewhere.
But man, Marvel's going all in with their gaming finally.
Yeah.
See if they hit.
What is this guy? What's the Sky name of this company? Skylands? Sky what?
What did we just
Skydance.
Skydance.
Skylands is where I get my knee surgeries. All right, we're doing it live.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's good for Marvel. I mean, Amy Hennig is one of the best writers in the business, I would say.
Narrative writing. Think about Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. How great that. I mean, the 4 was fine too. I mean, that's her bread and butter.
4 was good, I thought.
Yeah.
Better than 3, but
story-wise, 3 was great.
Story-wise, 3.
Gameplay-wise,
I don't know. After the second one, I'm like, are we going to just have Elena gets mad at Nate be the storyline again? But no, I liked this idea. I just read through those few things, temper my expectations a little bit, where you talk so much about it being like narrative interaction or like a story-based thing. I think of something a little more.
No, I think you're reading into that too much. You're reading way too much into that. It's going to be a third-person action adventure. No question about it. No question in my mind. There's I bet.
That's like what
I bet on it. I threw another. Yeah, I 100%.
That's what her Star Wars game was going to be, and then fucking EA killed it.
I mean, how long has it been since she put out a game though? That's the only thing that's like, dang, sucks. It's like every game she starts to work on, you get fucked. Canceling it all.
Exactly. I mean, stability in the game industry, but. Yeah, I mean, it's good, and Marvel can obviously use it. It's actually interesting because I saw a thread the other day after this was announced about how somebody was complaining how somehow, to start, I guess, fan wars. It's like, how did Warner Brothers let slip their video game, superhero stuff so much with DC, and Marvel just come out of nowhere in the matter of like 3 to 4 years, and it's like just pumping out, quality releases and stuff like that. And they cited like the issues with Rocksteady, even the question of like, Suicide Squad, like, is it even going to be good and stuff like that.
Well, it was the opposite for so long.
No, I know it
Yeah,
was.
but that's the whole point. I think
that was the whole point. It's like you're so far ahead for what, like 10 years.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like DC had the video game market pretty well locked down, and Marvel had the movie side of things. And then Rocksteady decided not to make a game for like 10 years, and Montreal's like, well, our games suck. Let's just keep remaking them until we can put something out that doesn't suck. But well, maybe it'll still suck. So who knows?
I mean, I've gone over ad nauseum now what I think has happened between Rocksteady and Montreal in the last 5 years or so. But Rocksteady just got sick of doing the same thing over. That's why they wanted to make a tank game and put it in their Batman game.
I think they're just like, fans kept asking for this. So like, we'll show you what you fucking asked for. You get it, and then here's what you get.
Are you not?
You want this shit?
But let's not act like we've had like a big renaissance here either. We've had a few bad Marvel games and a few good ones that have come out. I'm playing Avengers now, but it's still not good. And
I'm pretty sure last week, didn't you say it was good?
It's better than I thought it was.
How many hours?
It's worth putting your time into. Apparently,
it's okay. I liked it enough where I would have liked to play as Spider-Man, but actually, I don't know if I'm going to have the Steam for that.
That's the thing is like Spider-Man and Miles Morales have really like opened people's eyes to like what a video game of a next gen superhero could be after Arkham. Like those two games are fantastic.
Could be a type of Arkham, yes.
Mm-hmm. And with your favorite character, so like I'm super excited for Wolverine and Spider-Man 2, and so like of course like I'm more excited for those games than any thing.
Like I said last week, like I remember growing up, like I played mostly Marvel games, and like I had like the X-Men Legends games, I had Marvel Ultimate Alliance, I had that Wolverine game that everyone's bringing up again now that there's going to be a Wolverine game. That was on a 360. That one. That wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah. Same company, Raven Soft make that from the people that did the X-Men.
I think so. Yeah, X-Men. I mean they were great. So, and then Batman and shit was DC had nothing then at that time, and then Arkham came along, Injustice came along, and that carried them for a while. And now, where are they? So I'm ready to get back into Marvel games. I've got what I needed from DC. I'm good for a while still. Although I
would love to see like Ultimate Alliance come back as well. Like the Switch game, what happened? Like you come out with a Switch game.
It came out. It could have been better. Now,
it was a product of its. The problem with the Ultimate Alliance was it was a product of its unfinished product. I mean, it just wasn't complete enough. Like I feel like if they,
I don't know if
it was a lesser game than 2.
I don't know if I'd agree with that.
Best.
I think
it was. I think it was just a different
story-wise,
approach.
2 was shit. Yeah.
Oh, story-wise was whatever. Never mind. I'm not going to argue about the Civil War storyline.
I just think like there's certain things that like destructive environments and interactive environments that minor things like that are low-hanging fruit that they should have had in that game. And I feel like the fun factor of Ultimate Alliance was kind of missed with that, and I think that's what hurt the game. That's what I'm saying.
No,
I'm not saying it was a bad game. I'm just saying it wasn't.
No, I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying it was a bad game. I'm not saying it was a great game. I think it was a serviceable game.
It was okay.
It was it was good. I would say good. 7 to 8 range. Somewhere in there. But the thing is, it still came out and it still scratched that itch. And I'm pretty sure it's the best-selling Ultimate Alliance game.
I might have to pick that up though for my kids.
I mean, you might as well. It had successful DLC. I'm sure a sequel is somewhere in the works because they even.
I hope so. I would love to see. I mean, that's the thing is like they had a great stepping stone to like for a great game. Like it was a good stepping stone.
It was a good base. That's what I said. Like a Marvel Ultimate Alliance 4. Yeah, I'd love to see that. With more things we talked about, like more variation with base moves. Destructible environments, stuff like that. But it was serviceable. It came out, the series was dead for a decade? Like
right, and it had all the characters too. Like it wasn't like hey, where's the X-Men, guys?
This is what does frustrate me a little bit. I want to like combine the Avengers game and Ultimate Alliance into like a good Ultimate Alliance game. because you choose different paths. You really have a lot more to sort of like customize. You choose passive abilities or active abilities and like supers for in Avengers, and that you don't do really any of that in the new Ultimate Alliance, where all the sort of micromanaging comes in is in the ISO 8 system, which you have way too much of by Endgame and that, and you're just fucking sifting through it. You don't know what half of it does. You have to read it, and it's way too much.
Yeah, no,
but it's also not interesting.
It was needless to complain. It's like 1%. I'm like, dude, like what the fuck? Like I guess it's all gonna add up by the end, but like I'm just like I don't feel more powerful when I get this upgrade. You know, like it's not.
Yeah.
Instantly noticeable and stuff like
the only thing, like I went pretty deep into it. I ended up cheesing levels by adding like for every character in my group of 4 had like team XP boosts, and I would just have them like do one challenge thing over and over again to just get levels up real quick for the characters. So that was interesting, but it's just too much to deal with, and that's not where the complexity. That's not where I want the complexity. I want it more character based.
Absolutely, I can see that, but I think we're going too deep into the particular Ultimate Alliance theory and just not.
No, I know, but it's just the Marvel,
exciting news.
Dreams of a Marvel universe.
I'm the only thing I'm worried about is like, if
it gets canceled.
I just want to see this game like actually come out. Will this game actually come out?
But it's in Marvel's best interest to make this happen because, unfortunately, she had her beef with Naughty Dog.
Yeah, it was in. Wouldn't you think it was in Star Wars' best interest to put out a Star Wars game by Amy Hennig too?
But it's not Star Wars' best interest. It was fucking EA's best interest, dude.
And it should have been their best interest. Except they just closed the studio.
Dude, EA doesn't want that. EA just this is what EA is. Like, why are you guys surprised when EA does stuff
in that game?
What?
Yeah.
What if it was Boba Fett in that game though? Is that why they canceled it?
No, but I mean, I think it was like a bounty.
Well, I mean, they put out the Respawn game. What was that called? Jim.
What?
Oh, the Jedi Fallen Order.
Fallen Order. They put that out.
I think they're making the sequel's supposed to come pretty soon for that too.
I think we get the announcement at the VGAs.
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't like. It's weird.
But I don't know. I think that this is. I'm excited for this.
So we're expecting a Uncharted like single player story based thing here, right?
Yes, absolutely. There's no question in my mind. Absolutely.
Like you're gonna get some Marvel character. Like honestly, I kind of wonder if this is gonna be a Deadpool game. Honestly, like just reading like the AAA narrative, like I think of a character that would be interesting to, I don't know, play off of others or even like be able to like talk aloud and stuff like that. And I just think throwing like the ability, like the popularity of Deadpool.
I mean,
is it going to be Nolan North? Is it going to be Nolan North again?
Probably, dude. Yeah. Probably.
Nolan North. Might as well. He's already played him.
Yeah, I know. He played him. He's been Drake. He's Iron Man in this game I'm playing now.
Everywhere.
I mean, he probably.
I posted the tweet by the actress. She tweeted out that she was working on it.
But again, if it was a Deadpool game, he could even make a joke about it. It's like, hey, why do I sound like Cable and Iron Man and all that stuff? Like, you could actually absolutely do. Either way, I think it's really cool news. Excited to see. Hopefully, Amy finally gets a win in her category again.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice, yeah.
Like, we've been wanting to see her games for the past 10 years.
Yep.
Yeah. Jeez, yeah, it's been a while.
Let her make a game. Let it come out.
Yeah.
So. Well, it's a Marvel Revolution. I think I probably will eventually get the Guardians game too.
I'm gonna get that game. I'm getting that game. I bet you that's a Black Friday special. I bet you that's like $30. Yep. I'm picking it up. Yeah.
Yep. It's a holiday game.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So, all right, that's gonna wrap up this episode of the Gamecast. Thanks for tuning in. You can write us allyoucangeek@gmail.com. You can Twitter. Facebook, if you're watching this on YouTube, that I just cut out a little bit.
A little, it's all right. Though.
God damn it! It's when I'm talking a lot. If you're watching this watching this on YouTube, thank you. Subscribe and Twitch TV. We're on Twitch TV. Subscribe. Watch us on there live. Thanks, guys. See you next week. We are out.